Hey, today we've got a young, inspiring entrepreneur, Sir Taylor.
Welcome to the Barber Game Podcast. I go by the name of DJ Meek Chops.
Hey, people, this is Mess.
What it do? This is Marcus.
What's good, everybody? This your boy Merv Mill on the check-in, and this is the
Barber Game Podcast.
Do you need
decent.
glasses?
I need it, man.
He's trying
I
to.
got astigmatism in both eyes.
Dang.
So is that like you think that's a stress thing? Like after like excessive?
No,
'cause
it's
I
a
think-
dryness.
No,
Wait, you guys got to run a show?
Yeah, on my phone.
Oh, on the phone?
we got. No, the stigmatism. Because Merv, didn't you go and get tested one
And
time?
they was like, yeah, you need glasses. I got them shits. I don't need glasses.
Okay, so
They
you got
talked
you.
me in.
Merv,
They talked me
you
in.
sure you don't need glasses?
You gonna be old and they gonna pull
Here
them over.
comes-
They're like, you don't got your glasses on. I'll say right here.
I'm starting to.
Yeah,
Everybody
they-
got their glasses on there.
I know, I need 'em.
Man, I need it. Yeah,
You need it, huh?
kinda. I don't know, for like far away sometimes. But I don't know. I be smoking, so sometimes like when I'm really stoned, you know.
You
Stuff.
really need glasses though. How's it like?
I mean, it's not too crucial, but like, I need them.
You had it for a minute though. Huh?
Yeah, I've had them for like 2 years,
Oh, okay,
maybe like 3.
you used to it.
You got used to it.
I could see without them, but like, I can't read far away without
Really?
them.
That's probably about the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't need them like day to day, but you rock them day to day just because it help. But you don't need it like that. Like
Well, when I took my test, they were like, "You almost failed, like the driving, whatever test."
You failed that one?
Almost. He said almost.
The eye
the
test.
visual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
She said almost. Like
Yeah.
you almost.
I
would-
That's
passed
where I
it
was
without
at.
my glasses.
That's the same shit they told me. They're like the right one almost didn't pass.
But how can they tell almost? Like, did you miss a letter or did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed it.
They tell you to look like one eye. You gotta read the
That's
board.
a
and
V.
how far
no,
down
it's
the
an
thing you can
N.
go.
What the-
I was freestyling. I'm like,
I tried to memorize it before I closed the other
So
eye.
you- So you was stalling on the answer.
yeah,
a lot.
I would definitely would.
Is it?
Yeah. I
So-
definitely
yeah.
would.
So
Sorry,
one
I
more
need it-
question
I need it
before
for
we get
sure.
off of that is like, how do y'all feel about LASIK? And everybody want glasses now. You don't want it.
I'm trying to
want
hop straight to
LASIK.
contacts.
I can't get LASIK.
You can't.
They said because I
No
have a
Germans,
stigma.
no German Africans.
No, it's because I have astigmatism only one eye, and they said LASIK is ideal for nearsighted people, and I'm farsighted. So
I don't know the difference, but
I
talking
mean, I
about-
would. I talked
Yeah.
to one of my clients. He went up to Canada, got it for like 1,600 or something.
oh, that's
Yeah.
love.
yeah.
What's up, everybody? So, welcome back to another episode of the Barber Game Podcast.
Yeah.
We got a special guest today. Our guy. He's a young entrepreneur, business owner. Been in the game now, what?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
So everybody, man, we got Taylor. Taylor.
Yo.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's my
Yeah,
guy.
man.
Appreciate it. Happy
6
to be
years.
here.
Yeah.
No
Mhm.
doubt. 6 years. Why don't you tell us a little bit about where you from and how you grew up, man?
From Kirkland. Grew up in Kirkland. Single mom with my grandma, my brother, and my sister. That's pretty much it, man.
Tight knitted family. You was the
I'm the oldest. Yeah,
oldest.
I'm the oldest. That's pretty much it, man. Just them working, and I was just going to school for the most part. I didn't really go to school that much. I was just kind of dropped out about like 10th grade.
Yeah.
Like 11th grade officially. But I went back to this, they have this Run and Start program at Lake Washington Tech. It's like a dropout program, and you can go back and you can get your associates and your diploma if you do it before you're 21.
That's
Oh, okay.
that's fire. How was it being the oldest, bro? Like, did you feel like a little bit of pressure having to be a good example?
Nah.
Nah.
I think I was just too young to even like fathom like any of that. You know, I
Right.
was just my brother. He's only like a year younger than me, so I never really
Right.
felt like I was too.
Right.
like,
Y'all about the same almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But my sister, she's 10 years younger than
Right.
us, so than me. So I think that's kind of when it hit me, is when I seen her kind of getting older. I was like, man, I gotta make some shake.
Yeah,
Hmm
that's up.
Yeah. And was that after high school? Like pretty much you transitioned into how did it go once you graduated? Like
So
What was your next moves after graduation?
So when I was at the college, I was getting my college like credits and my high school credits because they have to hold off one high school credit because if you get your diploma, then you like it voids the whole thing. So I was actually going to get my associate's degree in culinary arts,
Oh.
and
Okay.
I was in that whole process. But then when I started thinking about barbering, I just left all that. I just took my diploma and then I just jumped in the barber game.
You went to school where? How old were you? Barber school.
How old was I in barber school?
Yeah,
I was 20.
20.
Yeah, I was,
Okay.
I was 20.
That's cool.
What made you go into barbering? I mean, culinary arts is not too shabby.
You talking about like money wise?
I mean, okay.
So
I'm saying what was the transition
The-
between
yeah.
culinary arts and barbering? Like those are both creative, but both far away from each other.
Yeah, so I started working in a restaurant, and I
Mm.
think it clicked. I was just like, I'm not trying to do this.
Where were you at?
I was at Wingdome in Kirkland, which
Okay.
is like
Oh.
Yeah.
not like
I pulled
something
up
like
over there.
yeah.
Yeah.
The 6 alarm
It's slaps,
challenge.
yeah.
That's
So
right.
I-
It be
Fire.
going down.
I was
Wednesdays.
that's up with that for real. But yeah, you know, you working long hours. You're not really getting paid that much.
Yeah.
You have to stay after, wipe the kitchen down, clean everything. I wasn't getting out of there till like 12:30. Some nights like 1. And I was just like, man, and you only getting paid like, I think I was only getting like 11 an hour over there. And so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a cook,
yeah. Mhm.
dang,
Yeah.
that's rough.
And you
And how-
just saw it's gonna be like a long
Yeah,
climb.
exactly.
So what
Yeah.
happened? So from you in the kitchen and doing your thing to not fuck that, I'm about to switch it up. and
Yeah,
make a move.
so I was getting my hair cut at Chop It Up, and I went on July 3rd one year, and you know the 4th of July is the next day. I had a wedding.
So you ready? You turning up? You
I
about to
need
turn up?
I need
needed
this
it.
cut. I need this cut.
but I didn't make an appointment, so I was sitting. I sat. No.
Hey, the day before the 4th of July, too? Oh, you're cooked.
I know. I just
Barbecue, bro.
no, for real.
Dang.
So it was over. So I sat there, man. I sat there for like 6 hours in the shop waiting to get cut,
What?
like for real.
No.
That
Yeah.
old school.
Because I had never got my hair cut anywhere before, and
Right.
like except for Chop It Up, so I just didn't know, and I was just, but sitting there for the 6 hours, I started seeing all the money.
This nigga was counting pockets. He's like, God damn, what am I
Money.
doing? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I started seeing all that, and I started thinking about it, and then Eddie cut my hair, and I asked him, I said, yo, how much you make a week? And he said, I easily make like 1,000 a week, and then I was sold from there. I was just like, yo,
That's dope.
That's crazy.
I came back like 2 weeks later. I got cut by my boy Aaron, and he had time after our haircut, so we were just out front just talking for a couple hours. And he had just copped the IPL. That's when he had just got the new car, and I just seen the money, and I was just like, man. He's like, you should do it if you think about it. And I was like, it was something I could see myself doing.
Yeah.
And so I just went for it.
Shout out to
Feel
Aaron.
dope.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Aaron.
nice.
For real, shout out Aaron.
That's dope.
For
Yeah,
real.
for real. That's fire.
Okay, so how long after that point did it take for you? Like, and what school did you go to?
So I went to this school, AHC in Everett, with Mr. Don, and it took me
Mr.
about
Don.
yeah.
Alright.
Shout out Mr. Don.
for
Yeah,
real.
Mr. Don. OG.
It took me
Yeah.
about 8 months because I was still like trying to transition to like getting my life together, I guess, you know, because before I never really went to school. I was just running around in the streets, and so it's like I'd have to get up at like 7 or whatever to get to school, and some days I would just slip. I'd just be out late. I just went in. So it took me a little bit longer because it's supposed to take like 6 months if you locked all the way in full time. It took me about 8 months,
Okay.
and
Ain't that bad, man. Ain't that
it was
bad.
cool.
Same for me.
Mhm.
Walk us through for the people that are interested in being a barber.
Mhm.
There's like a couple different routes you could take when it comes to barber school. Like a couple decisions you can make. You could either go to like, like these bigger schools, and then you got smaller school. You went to a smaller school.
Yep.
Walk us through like what it was like being in a smaller school, knowing that some of your peers now they've been to the bigger schools. You know what I'm saying? Like the Perobas and the Evergreens and all that other stuff.
So I think at the smaller schools, there's not as many instructors that are coming around, and there's not as many like day-to-day clients that come in. So I feel like you don't get as much like hands-on like training like in the smaller schools. The smaller school offered full time, so I was able to knock it out faster. Where some of the because I had a meeting with Paroba before I went to the school I went to, and it was going
Right.
to take me like a year and like $15,000,
Oh,
and I had
Yeah.
I had to wait for my diploma to
Yep.
get the financial aid.
Yep.
You know, I paid 5,500 for my barber school. So, you know, it's give and take on.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I think to myself and I'm like, man, like I wish like I would have went to a bigger school to like get kind of more of that. But I think once you become a barber and you're actually in the field,
Yeah.
It don't matter, right?
You realize it was the license that
Yeah.
you
it's just a
wanted.
licensing.
Yeah.
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 and you got to figure it out anyway. School don't,
No.
they're not
Yeah.
gonna really get you right.
You know how many cats out here got licensed piecing cats daily? You know what I mean?
No,
But they
for
got
real.
the license. They can pass the test.
Piecing.
Piecing.
For real.
Stress
Nah,
stress
for
the
real.
emphasis
know,
on the piece. Like
come
they're just
on. Right.
pushing back people.
So
For real.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think with the school, it's just the difference is structure. They teach you structure, you know,
100%.
and that can help you.
I think like if you know what you're doing, you
Yeah.
don't really rely on like the clients in the school to like provide
Exactly.
you this. You know, if you know this is what you're locked in to do, why not go with the place that's offering full time, that's cheaper, that's you know what I'm saying? Just get this shit out the way.
Yeah.
Bigger schools, people like you know they never cut hair. They don't know if they really want to do that. They need a little more hands on kind of like help. You know what I'm saying? Training and stuff. So it's like that's better for them.
Yeah,
People that know what they're doing, that's the better route. I feel like you know what I mean just get it in, get it out, knocked out. You know.
for sure.
Yeah. 100%.
So they literally told you at Paroba you can go full time.
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. No, because they only offer like 3 days a week. It's
Oh,
like
man.
it's like
That's a new thing they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They
3
they
days.
do that so people can work and
Yeah.
they're not so stuck being at school.
Yeah, but I think it should be an option, right?
Right. I think options.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if I don't have no
I,
going on?
I honestly like the Tuesday through Saturday. Just like get me out of here.
That's
Yeah,
how
for
I
sure.
did it. Yeah. Full time.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, we see how it curves the culture because, like, we came up in the era where it was like, man, I was dead broke eating ramen noodles and weeks
called
on end,
college.
right?
That's
Versus,
college.
like, you know what I mean? I get the 3 days, I know I can get a full time job.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
could be the cook if I want to.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it kind of,
I think it's more popular, so they
But-
got to like accommodate more people's lives now. Like
Right.
they got to like
Mhm.
before it
Right.
was like if you want to be a barber, that's almost like a hobby. Like you know, if you want to do it, just do it. I guess you know. But now it's like a lot of people are taking this shit seriously, doing hair. So like now they're trying to like make it more accommodating. You know.
and agree, this should be an option, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can, then cool. But if you
Yeah.
can't,
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Because some people are just trying to get in. They're already trying to work. They're already trying to get
Mhm.
in the shop. And sometimes people already know how to cut hair. Like,
Most
they're
times
just in
people
there
just
trying to get
cut,
the
you know, and then
license.
they're like
Yeah.
trying to get into a shop and they're like have to get the license or something like that. They've been
Mhm.
cutting.
So would you say it was pretty easy for you to get through barber school, or was it kind of, you know? I know
Yeah,
you
it
was
was
you was working, right, the whole time you was going
nah,
through it.
nah. So I actually quit my jobs. I
dedicated,
quit my job.
Just
Yeah.
locked in.
Yep.
that's filthy.
Um,
That's fire, bro. Make some noise to the people that do shit
Yeah,
like that,
For
because
real.
that takes a lot, bro. Like,
He sat in that he sat in that shop for 6 hours like, nah,
that's
I'm
fire, bro.
good.
yeah, no,
I'm doing this.
no, for real.
And how old are you again at this time? Because
I'm 27 right now.
no, at the time.
Oh, I'm 20 years old.
Because you know what I'm saying? At 20, bro, like you make a decision, you know 21 is coming.
You got
It's,
focus.
you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So yeah.
Everybody kicking it. All
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
colleagues.
Yeah,
they going.
exactly. They
I
coming
mean,
back
you
from
probably
school.
kicked it anyway. Though.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's what
You
I'm
was
saying.
kicking it?
I was kicking it, but I was slipping. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
I'll be out. It's like 3 in the morning. I'm like, yo, I gotta go to barber school.
In
I
like
gotta
4 hours.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
How
So-
was them days? Did you
days-
get there on time usually?
Nah, sometimes I showed up late, you know. So that's the thing with barber school. It's all about the hours, you know. So I just would hold myself accountable and be like, the more that I'm sleeping in or the more I'm not going,
The longer.
the longer it's gonna
Yeah.
take me
You're
to get in the
paying for
shop. Yeah, exactly. And I'm paying too. It costs more money every day. So
I guess you was a client
yeah. Hmm.
before you was a barber, you know. So you kind of seen. So what kind of enticed you, you know what I'm saying, to move that route, you know what I'm saying? You see Aaron, you see everybody living, everybody having fun. What kind of
Yeah, I think the main thing that enticed me was you don't gotta put on no like face when you show up to work. You can just really just be yourself. You in an environment with like people who there's just a lot of love in a barbershop, you know. And I talked to like some of my clients today, and they tell me like, you know, it's intimidating like coming to chop it up, you know. But I think at first it can be, especially people who aren't like familiar like with barbershops in general. It's intimidating because there isn't a manager walking around where it's like the Wild Wild West. Like it's just like, you know, so if somebody talks to you crazy, somebody can slash somebody. It's just like, it's crazy.
That's what it is.
Exactly. It's just like,
Yeah.
there's nobody that's like, you're fired. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So it intimidates a lot of like people, but I think once
Survival of the fittest.
exactly, 100%. But once you get in there and you realize the sense of community that's really in there, and like just the love that's in the room and in the shop, I think that's what people really fall in love with.
Facts.
I've had clients that I cut that expressed to me that they came to Chop It Up to push themselves out of their comfort zone, and I cut him to this day, man. And he's a really good client of mine, and I
Dope.
think he fell in love with everything we got going. And
That's what's up, man.
for
I
real.
think when you don't
That's
gotta
what's up.
like fake it, you kind of get a sense of genuineness. Like just like everything in here is real. Like everybody can do what they want when they want. So like nothing's fake. You feel if you learn it,
Right.
more comfortable being
Yeah.
around that.
100%.
So okay, so now you actually in the barbershop, you chopping.
Yeah.
You going through the process of learning the game, and then you building clientele, all of that.
Mhm.
And at what stage did you have interest in actually owning a shop, because you're a shop owner? So how did it get to that point where, and what is it that you feel is different, just being a barber versus being an owner of a shop? Is there any big difference?
Just knowing how Chop It Up gets down, knowing what we're about over here. So I just went to work every day, kept my head down, stacked my bread, and just waited for my opportunity. That's it.
And this was in Woodinville at the time, right?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
in Winterville.
So-
So I was working 7 days a week for the first
That's dope.
5 years. Like
Fire.
I just
How
stopped
long?
working.
How long did it take you to get like booked? Like using there? Would you come in like with some clients, or how did that work?
No, so I didn't come in with any clients. It took me about, I would say,
But being from Kirkland, a lot of your homies, things like
Right.
that,
yeah, but
In the area,
I mean,
they didn't
they
trust
wasn't
you.
rocking with
They
you.
was already going to Aaron.
Nah.
You snatching him out of his
Like-
shirt? Like, yo,
nah,
you
nah,
not trying to
nah,
Oh,
support
you're
me?
a barber now?
Oh,
You barber.
you don't support me?
They'll support you, but they'll kind of like half support you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? They'll be
yeah.
like, "Oh, you a barber now?
Got you.
Like, cool." In Aaron's chair, like, "That's what's up, bro." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good. Like,
Hey, that's what's up.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
Congratulations.
Good
Like,
look. Okay, I
Yeah.
see you.
Oh, yeah.
But
for
I gotta
sure.
get right for this
They
wedding.
gonna
over
wait it
there.
out and just watch.
Exactly.
Until
So they sit and watch, and I think eventually they, once they see that you handling everything you're supposed to handle, then they slowly start
yeah.
rocking with you.
Right. So you building clientele. You get to a point where you comfortable now. You knocking out cuts.
Yeah. So I think the biggest one was we had people leave Woodinville, and it was really, there was a long period of time where a couple months where it was just me, Mess and KB, and Mess and KB being the vets that they are, they were booked out, and so
Right.
it's really just on me. So anybody who's walking in, it's on me, and anybody who's trying to make an appointment the same day, it's on me.
Wait, Aaron was Aaron, but Aaron.
Well,
too,
Aaron had
alright.
his son, so he went on maternity leave.
Oh,
Paternity.
But yeah, so I think that's kind of when I started seeing, like, I don't think I was like, I'm getting booked out like now, but I knew I was chopping. But I think that's when it like all like
Start getting
looking
serious.
looking back, it's
Yeah.
like that's when it started getting like I started getting popping.
How'd you do it? Because you from the area, but your friends and shit wasn't rocking with you. So how was you getting clients? How was you going since you in the shop 7 days? Is
Oh.
it just being in there, people seeing you, or is it you going and doing something like what I mean? Pushing cars, pushing flyers, meeting people,
I would push.
hitting the bars.
I would push cards a little bit. Like at the store, there was a time period I went through that, but I really think just being there, being consistent, letting people know that you're there, that they're gonna show up, And if you're there like every day, if somebody gets cut by Aaron and Aaron's not there that day, then they're like, "Yo, who should I go to?" Like I was just always there. Like
Yeah.
when you came in there, like I was just there.
Yeah.
And so I think
I remember that.
Mhm.
That's fire.
So
That's fire.
Let them see you. Let them see
And
you.
you
That's
be
the
there late
fastest
too,
way
right?
to make people believe you really taking this shit serious
Yeah.
is being
Yeah,
there.
100%.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure. I mean, he'd even be there late night, like
Yeah, for real.
sometimes.
Them
like,
type
a
shit,
lot
like
of
that's
times.
what really makes the difference. That's going, yeah.
bro,
Mhm.
I
Put
was
it in.
I was
Got it
yeah, I
in.
was just taking like every client I could. I was
Nigga walk in at 7:30, you taking them.
yeah, for real.
That's fire.
hmm
You know what I'm saying?
Just-
8 o'clock.
I think that was the biggest thing, and that's what I tell anybody who is becoming a barber. I tell them like the fastest way for you to build clientele is being there 7 days a week. That's what worked for me. I seen it happen, and as long as you there, it's going to pay off, you know. And sometimes people trying to build clientele, they'll be in there for a couple hours here.
Yeah, and
or
if
they'll
it's slow, they'll
they-
want to leave,
They
go
bounce.
home.
That's
Exactly.
That's the hardest time you have to. That's the hardest part. You have to be there when it's slow.
I find it kind of strange, like, cause
Yeah.
where you gonna go? Like,
What
do
you
go
doing?
home,
Are you
watch
finding
TV?
anybody
Like,
there? Is anybody
nah,
gonna get
you
haircut at
don't.
the house?
It's very chilling at a barbershop.
Yeah.
You can watch TV, you can be on your phone.
But also, you get to watch other barbers, like watch their techniques and like
Right,
absorb
right,
all
right,
of that.
right.
Maybe not just the technique, but like observe the customer service or
Right.
see what you would do differently.
I ain't
or-
never made a client sitting at home watching TV. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I never
Yeah.
found nobody. What is that doing for me? You know
No,
what I'm saying?
because
Listen,
it's
my-
like if
My
you're not,
mom always said, "You're not making $1 sitting at home."
What am I doing?
That's facts.
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the most pivotal keys for like barbers, honestly, is consistency. You got to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
a lot of cats don't want to be there during them dead times. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to sit there and watch someone chop back to back. You know what I'm saying? Back to back to back all day.
it gets frustrating.
It
huh?
does, especially when you got bills coming up and you looking and this nigga
That should
buying
be
shoes
motivational
and
though,
shit.
y'all.
and
It should be motivational.
blowing
for sure.
money. You
That's
know?
Yeah,
That's the
for
way.
real.
That's the way I looked at it. I just looked at it like motivation. Like I could be there one day too if I just show up. You know.
Right.
But yeah, you ain't gonna make no money sitting at home. You know, and when it's slow, it sucks. It sucks because you got to sit there and just like, you know, I remember I tell this story all the time. There was like when I first started, there was one like October day, and this is back when we still had the early bird special.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Man, I showed up at 10 and I left at 7 and I did one haircut for $10 and he did not tip me. So I
I
made
remember them days.
$10 the whole day. And I was like, man,
Bruh.
those are the days where you start contemplating like,
Yeah.
ah,
Should I
man,
make the right move?
For
like,
sure.
did I do? Like,
It
did I-
used to be. It used to be bad when you're booked the whole special 10-1,
And then
and
nothing
then
after
you're
that.
dead after that.
Yeah, nah, for real.
That's crazy.
Facts. Facts.
But you keep showing in, you putting those reps in, man. I
Yeah.
promise you, it's gonna pay off.
Yeah.
100%. Anybody who wants to be a barber,
I feel like the barber guys, man. As soon as you leave, if you ain't been doing nothing all
The
day,
barber
as soon as
guy.
you leave, someone gonna come in for a
Every-
cut.
every
every
time.
time.
Every
Ready.
time.
Even if you go to
Every
the
time.
store.
You ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. You kicking
Yeah.
it, see, and then a walk-in come in, and you
Mhm.
ain't there. Someone
Yeah.
snatch. You know, every
Facts.
time
Facts.
you gotta do what you're supposed
Oh
to be
yeah,
doing.
we would leave on purpose sometimes just so someone would show up.
Hey, how do you feel when people do leave? Do you kind of look at? Do you feel that it stagnates the shop as a whole? Like, is it more like one of them things where it's like, it don't matter if they leave or not?
before I was an owner, I didn't look at it like that because if people weren't there, I just looked at it as more money in my pocket.
Right.
I'm gonna just hand them my card. I'm gonna tell them I can get him this time. I'll book the appointment for you for tomorrow. Now being an owner, I think I do see it kind of stagnate the shop because all it takes is for one person to try to walk in and be like, nah, nobody can get you, and they just gonna go
Yeah.
down the street and they just gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And they just trying to get their haircut. A lot of
Facts.
people, for somebody who hasn't experienced like a haircut from like Chop It Up or one of us, there's nothing to like compare it to. So they're just gonna be like, oh, I couldn't get in there. I'm gonna just go.
Right.
You know, you go. You try
Supercuts
to,
or some
Exactly.
bullshit and think it's gonna be the same thing.
exactly.
And then you have to fix it.
So I do see that now
Yeah.
because a lot of people, it's like, oh, well, we do our appointments online. You can get online, and but you know, some people aren't hearing that. They're like, bro, I got today off. I'm trying to get cut today. I'm
Right.
gonna just go over here
And I got an event. Like I got something important I need to be looking clean for. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
yeah.
that's insight. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? For guys that's barbers at shops, and they don't think about what the owners have to kind of the viewpoint of the owner, right?
Yeah.
So how is it?
I'm still transitioning into being an owner and trying to find that middle ground of like
The managing.
communicate. Yeah,
Right.
you know, like
Mhm.
communicating with like my team, but also, I try to let them do what they want to do. Like to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, nobody's here. Like, you know,
Yeah. Like what do you do?
Like, where y'all at? Like,
Right,
you
right.
know,
I
so-
got something to piggyback off that. How about being in the same place with the same people before you was an owner, and then
And now,
after,
yeah.
and then now you transition.
man.
Now you
Yeah,
become
that's-
that like I
that's-
gotta get on you.
Dang.
I gotta get on you a little bit.
Right.
Let them know.
That's the most difficult part that I'm dealing with right now. Well, I feel like when people look at you like in this like position, and then you in this new position, you never want to. I never want to be the person that's like comes off as like, hey, like I'm in this position, so now I'm gonna get
Right,
on
right,
you.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you just switched up completely.
Yeah.
Exactly, 100%. It's difficult, but I just try to be one. My boy Biggie in Wenatchee, he told me like the best thing you could do really is just lead by example. Like,
Yep.
you shouldn't have to really get on people. You just show up and
Yep.
you do what you're supposed to do. They gonna see that you doing what you're supposed to do. It's gonna inspire everybody to like really just do what
That's
they
great
what they supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's
It makes
great
it
advice.
easier if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and
Yeah.
I'm on you about something. You can't be like you ain't doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah,
100%.
it's a good point.
So were you nervous about that? Because that like, especially when you build like the camaraderie and friendship with like cats like Aaron and
Yeah.
I don't want to name everybody, but you know
No,
what I'm
yeah,
saying,
for
when
sure.
you build that like that brotherhood, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, then like you said, you have to wear a whole nother hat.
Uh-huh.
I gotta wear this ownership hat now. It's like,
But also, they should also respect your new position to know that not to put you in a predicament.
but were you nervous about that at all? Like, were you like, did that like,
I don't think I was nervous. I've been kind of like my whole life. I just kind of go with the flow and just figure it out as it comes. So this isn't anything where I necessarily sat down and thought like, oh, this might be an issue, like moving forward. But just understand as life comes at you and just having to adapt. It's things that I recognize and I reflect on. Like, okay, like, I worked with Mess for 5 years at Woodinville, and Mess she's an OG in the game, So it's like, for me to like come to Mess and ask her for this or get on her about this or whatever, or anybody, it's just like, it's just a weird position to be in, and especially like you were saying, like when I know 100% that I might not be like fulfilling my responsibilities
Right.
100% all the way either, because I know that just it leaves space for people to be like,
Because then you can't get on them like you know what I'm saying? Because there's
Exactly.
always that back
Yeah.
door where they're gonna hit you like, bro, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
exactly 100%.
Didn't you last week just
Exactly.
So what are you talking about?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I need, there's walk-ins and nobody's here. Okay, but like you weren't here. Like
know what I'm
what you
saying?
do on. Okay, for sure.
Or
So,
you can't tell someone to be on time when you're not on time.
exactly.
Always late.
I'm,
Yep.
yeah.
Facts.
I'm,
I
hey,
want to
I own that. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on it. You
No,
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
no. It wasn't.
because
It
when
wasn't-
you,
about it.
when you go into shop ownership, you think that you will be able to. That's the mindset. Like, oh, I'm the owner now. Now I can kind of do whatever I want to do. But it's actually the complete opposite, where you got to even step your game up more and
Exactly.
lead by example, right?
And then you have to
Like-
put up a wall. You're gonna have to put up a wall between friends and coworkers.
I think
Yeah.
the hard part is finding the wall to put up because you are my homies and all that
Yeah.
before this. So I'm not trying to like ruin that by doing this other shit too. But
Right.
like that could get really fucked up. So I'm not trying to get on you, but like I gotta convince you
Yeah.
that you should be doing this instead of telling you that you should be doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. And like Mess said, at the end of the day, if that's really your homie, they gonna understand
Right.
like
Exactly.
what the whole
Right.
situation is, and
Yeah.
and they gonna
Some
gonna
niggas ain't
support
ready to
on for you.
change. They're not
They
ready to
gonna support for you,
change.
You know what I'm saying? So
You know?
Yeah, support.
yeah, but
I wanna change the pace, man. We trying to do something new where we kind of have a barbershop conversation a little bit,
yeah.
just to kind of break the ice of you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how these shops conversations go sometimes, these debates. My question to you is,
Okay.
is the earth flat or is it round?
Oh man, we had this discussion so many
Yeah,
times.
yeah, we have it. That's why I asked you. Did you ever come up with a conclusion
man,
of your perspective? Because I mean, at this point, I guess it's hard for people to prove.
I don't know, man.
Come on,
I
Kyrie.
think- I
Come on,
think-
Kyrie.
Oh man,
Come on, Kyrie. Just say it.
Just say
You know
it.
what I'm saying?
I feel like you don't.
I've heard this debate many years and multiple times in the shop. Have we had this discussion? And I heard arguments from both sides, and I see, but I think me personally, I'm rocking. I think it's round, man. Just
There we
based
go.
on like
Team
the
round.
whole
There we go.
That's what's up,
He
man.
on the same
the
page.
whole history of like
Oh,
the
shit.
entirety of the universe.
Right.
Everything has displayed to me that it's round. So the last couple years, have I ever heard it was flat? So
Well, from my understanding, it gets into a debate whether you believe what these folks is telling you. Like, do you even
Yeah.
think that they've been to space? It's like,
Science,
come on, man,
yeah,
they've been
yeah,
to
yeah.
space.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
that was a
Like,
good argument.
was a
though.
green screen. What you
when I
mean?
heard that,
yeah, it's like they're
Nah,
underwater.
that was a green
They're
screen.
floating underwater. Like,
Who took the picture? The nigga got out with the camera and then said, "All right, jump out now." You know, I'm gonna get this on.
Nah,
Yeah, that's good to know, man.
there's
It's just
that like
interesting.
conspiracy that they showed the flag and it was like, if it's zero gravity, why is the
Why is it
Yeah.
flag
flying?
floating and all that? Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I just find it interesting that we can spend hours in the barbershop contemplating whether the earth is flat or not.
Well, because it goes from one client to the next client.
Yeah.
Right. So you flat. You.
I'm not
Oh.
flat, bro. I just like to, I like to present
nah,
the other
I'm
side.
round.
No,
I'm
You
round.
Ain't no
round.
way that you
I'm-
can fly both
I'm-
directions.
I'm round only because no one has been able to answer any of my questions.
I feel you.
That's all.
I wanted to
I'm-
believe it was
I'm
flat.
No,
for
it's-
real. I was trying my
Listen.
hardest to
How?
to trick.
He was like,
to
I've
try
been
to-
in the plane.
I was
It
like,
don't look
oh,
curved
man,
to
this
me.
is some exclusive
Which-
information.
Which way
I looked
is
up
it
YouTube
flat?
like everybody else.
Yeah.
Which way is it flat? Is it
Right.
flat like this, like that? Like which way is it flat? And if it's flat, how do
It would
we?
have to be like this.
Yeah,
We'd be
it
falling.
would
We'd be
have to
falling
be
off the
horizontal.
fucking earth.
But
man.
also the sun comes around.
Not the
How come-
gravity. The gravity.
It's just
Yeah.
there are too many
yeah.
questions that are not answered. That's all.
I got
You
Oh,
know.
Nah, I see you got the garçons on, right? You got those joints. I
Yeah.
see you.
Mhm.
Yeezy or Jordan, man? Which one are you?
I've never actually owned a pair of Jordans.
Never owned a pair of Jordan.
Nah, I don't like high top shoes.
You know, like hot tops. Okay.
So I
They
probably
got low tops.
You used to skate? What you used to do when you was a kid? You skated?
Yeah, I skated
That's
a
what
little
you
bit.
do. That's what
you do.
I'm probably going Yeezys. I got
Yeezys.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's up.
So that's just out of the question. You never seen a silhouette of the J's that you liked? None of them.
I mean, I like them. Like they're cool. I just feel like they don't complement like my style. Like
Gotcha.
I wouldn't wear them. And I mean, even Yeezys. Like I got a pair of Yeezys, but I just beat them up like in the gym. That's it. I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I throw some sweats on like and rock them.
So you know with the trendy, like,
man,
because I feel like
Who you be
that's what the
rocking more of?
J's.
What's your designer or somebody who you fuck with? I see you got your boys brand on too.
Yeah, I got my boy.
Yep.
Shout out to-
Latchkey.
shout out
Shout out boy
Latchkey.
Aaron. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. He's going crazy. I just if I like it, I buy it. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care about the names. Like I do like, you know, like designers, but it's not like I could be in the thrift store and see a little $20 t-shirt, and if it's hard to me, I'll cop it.
Yeah.
I'm not tripping.
Fire.
That's what's up.
What would you encourage other barbers, and how would you motivate other barbers?
I say just stack your money, man. It just, you know, like to piggyback off the designer clothes and all that stuff, man. There was times where I wanted to like splurge on myself
Ball out.
so many times and just ball out and buy this and buy that, you know. And I always just like stuck to the script, man. And I just stacked my money and just waited for the right opportunity.
Speaking of that, man, I remember
Like,
I remember you made one post
Yeah,
when we first launched the Barber Game Challenge.
yeah.
Was
Fire.
that something that kind of helped you a little bit?
It did, but
But you was already.
I feel
think-
like I was so in stack mode anyway that like
Yeah.
it was cool.
I
but-
thought that was dope though, man. That you actually, supported our little challenge at the time.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You
I
know?
think it's very it's a great like
Message. really.
Concept.
Yeah.
like mindset. You know, it's like when you get to the barbershop, your first haircut, the first money that you touch other day, just put that up, man. I'm telling you, and you do that every day, and it's going at the end of the goal, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna look like, man, all I had to do was do something so easy and just put this away.
Hey
at the
man,
beginning. You know,
like
but
it ain't too
I
many
was
young
so,
cats
like,
that I've seen that's able
Yeah.
to concentrate and focus on stacking the way you do.
I was
I can actually
Yeah.
co-sign that.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I was so
Taylor
just
Stack.
Fire.
I was so
That's a
invested
fact.
on just like stacking. Like I was already like I already had this. Like man, there was a time where I had my booth rent for the month already just laid
Oh,
out at the
yeah.
house. Like I was trying to pay mess. Like, yo, can I pay like a month in it?
Right.
And she was like, you know, it's just like because I just never wanted to get caught slipping. Once I had my first booth rent, then I just stacked booth rent again because it's like, yeah, okay, I have another like 200, but I could go do this with it. But you get that like weight off your shoulders and you can like maneuver through life like way more like comfortable just knowing that like for me personally like peace of mind just knowing that like I don't got to be in the shop next week and be like
I hope clients show up.
Stress.
I hope
I
everybody
need this
here.
rent, you know, because I
Yeah.
know that like I already got it at the house
And it builds momentum, right?
exactly and
Yeah.
then
You get
know,
motivated
you get
by
addicted,
just
man.
Yeah.
You know you first you stack your first 1,000 and then you're like man I'm trying to get 2 then 5 and then just keep going.
what's up.
So yeah, but that's what I would say to answer the question
Fire.
like
Yeah.
fully. It's just really just
Fire.
like stack your money and wait for the right opportunity. Everything's going to just like fall into place when it's time, and then you'll be able to make the decision if you feel like it's right or not.
What's something you think you bring into the game? What do you think you bring in to the whole industry? Energy? What you got?
Yeah, man, I really just think like my energy, man. Yeah, I
He's
was gonna
very
say,
open. He's a conversationalist, and he's very open with himself and his life with his clients and his fellow barbers, you know? So it's never quiet. It's never quiet.
Say
I
when
was
you
gonna
turn
say,
up.
I was gonna say, yeah, you probably have to ask Mess because we work with each other.
Yeah.
I'm like right
Okay.
there, so she see it all day. But I think I think that's a good answer, and I would say that I'm just very like transparent with like my life and like my hardships and like what I go through and like everything that like I went through to get to where I am, and just and it inspires people and it lets people know that like I don't know, there's like a light at the end of the tunnel, or even when you're in the tunnel, I'll say I'm at a point in my life where I'm in the tunnel. I'm still just
Yeah,
trying to get to the light. You know what I'm saying? And
that's
you just
what's up.
you just keep
Yeah.
going. And people feel that sense of like that family community where they're like, yo, this man is not just somebody who's sitting here cutting my hair for $30, and
Yeah.
when I leave and he leaves, it's just
Yeah.
he don't even think about me. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Okay, so
you build that
you actually have them conversations and you
Yeah.
build with
Yeah.
your clients. Like
Yeah, exactly.
you and your clients is like
Oh, for sure.
tight.
Yeah, for sure. I think so.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
The way it
'Cause-
should be. No,
Because
you
a
build
lot
like a
of
real.
people just cut them. And
Yeah,
get
and
'em
just
in
never.
out. Yeah.
We.
It took
I
me
go
years.
I go for days on that one. I don't
Yeah,
even
it
want to
took
talk
me
about
years to try to build that
rapport.
rapport up.
Yeah, with people.
clients.
Yeah.
I was always just focused on cutting.
Yeah.
Getting them in and out.
Yeah, it's pivotal too, because there are some days where you're not feeling it.
Not in the
or-
mood. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that they show up, they ain't seen you in like 3 weeks.
They're
a
hella
month.
happy to
Like,
see you.
yeah,
Turn
yo,
up.
Yeah.
come on, man.
Oh,
Same
bruh.
thing. Like for sure, I'm not in the mood. You
Yeah,
good? What you doing? I'm not doing nothing today, bro. I'm
chilling,
I'm
bro.
cutting you. I'm cutting you. I'm going home, man. That's it. Like
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the double-edged sword, because they get comfortable with this experience. You know what I'm saying? That they come for every time.
Right.
And you just got to do your best to like stay consistent, but I think they also like acknowledge that like
You a regular person.
exactly, and
I
people
got
people
days.
go through things,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you something. What are other endeavors, man? You got anything else you doing on the side, like you know what I mean? I know A is doing this.
Yeah, I make music.
You make music?
I've always made music.
Oh, shout out to Boog, man. You guys know our intro.
Oh yeah.
Our intro. He put that together for us.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I be telling everybody. I be showing them
Yeah.
the podcast. I'm like, yeah, you hear that beat? Yeah, I made
Yeah.
that.
And you actually use the tools in the shop, right?
Yeah.
Fire.
Why don't you explain a little bit of that? How you put that together?
Yeah, so Merv reached out to me and had told me like, that he was asked me for the intro, and I was like, yep. So I went to the barbershop. I was there. I was working. I was done. And I just grabbed my phone and I just started recording. And I just would like snip the shears or like turn my clippers on and off, and using the dust thing and just compiled
spraying the sheen.
all that. And I just compiled all these sounds, and I went to my homeboy 40's house, and I was just like, yo, I got all these sounds. And we just sat there and we made I think we made two. We made one. I was like, I don't know if that's it. And then we made the other one, and the one that y'all used. And I was like, yeah, that's it. And then
it was
I
it.
sent it over, and
That's crazy.
y'all were just like, yeah, this cool. I was like,
Shout out to Bud.
And you know what I respect about him, man, is
fire.
he a lot of people, like when I work with people, sometimes they just lag and take forever. Man, he got it done. He said he was gonna do it, got it done. I think the turnaround was a week, 4 days, week. You
That
know
was
what I mean?
years ago too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
So
back.
he was like 22. He was
2000,
young,
yeah.
22,
17, 18?
23.
yeah.
No, it was like
Nah,
17,
nah.
18.
No.
18.
Oh, you talking about the year? Yeah.
When he made that beat?
2000.
17, 18.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
It had to be.
Yeah.
it's a minute ago.
Because we had Aaron on the podcast still
I don't know if it was
back then.
that far back, but because I think we already kind of had it going. I don't know.
You've been making music for a minute then.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
speak about your music, man. Like, how do people check it out, and what got you into music and stuff like that?
Man, I was just always into music when I was younger, and like at school they asked me what you want to be when you grow up. I'll be like a rapper. You know, they're like they're like you can't be a rapper. That's not I'm like
So how you feel about it now? Like you still feel like you gonna take a real shot at it or what?
Drop an album?
man, I be contemplating. I think so. I think I'm gonna try to just really dive in. There be like you go on like these like streaks of like making music and dropping music and. I feel like it's one of those things where it comes from like inspiration and how you feel like in your mental state too. Sometimes it's harder to like I but as I get older I realize it's kind of more of like the gym or even like the barbershop, on those slow days, or the gym. You got to show up
Yeah.
every day and
Yeah.
put the work in, then you're going to see the results. I got people like in my life that hear my music and they're like, bro, like why do you like sleep on yourself? Why don't you like take this
For real.
more serious? Like if you really just like did it, you could do it.
We definitely gonna put one of your joints on this episode,
No,
man. Right at the
definitely.
end.
Yeah,
for sure.
We got to.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got to.
We got to, so
I got
y'all
you.
can
We get
understand.
the Juan Blade collaboration.
There we go.
Juan over there making music.
Yeah, he's going crazy, man. That's real dope to see too, cause Juan he actually worked at the barber school that I went to, and so it's crazy just seeing him, doing his thing now, making music out in, DR, throwing money,
Yeah.
and just going crazy. It is dope to see. But yeah, I think I'm gonna dial in. We got a studio space in Seattle that we'll be using. I got a little setup at the house too, so I've been trying to like dial in a little bit more and take it more serious
Yeah,
for sure.
no doubt.
I got stuff on SoundCloud. Just Boogie So Ugly. I think Boogie So Ugly. Wow.
Boogie So Ugly.
Boogie So Ugly. Wow. On Sound.
and that's on SoundCloud. They just typing in.
Yep. Boogie So Ugly. Wow on SoundCloud.
And I know you got YouTube too, right?
Yeah. I think there's some joints on. There's some joints on Apple Music too.
Let's guys.
But I'm trying to Spotify and all that, but I'm trying to compile it, and I think I'm about to drop a little album coming up in the next couple months, and like
That's what's up.
really like dial in, get
So,
it.
Do you sing or do you rap?
I rap.
Oh, okay. So you
I
became
mean,
a
you be
rapper.
in a barbershop with me, I'll be singing too.
Uh,
That's hella
okay.
funny. I was cutting one of my clients yesterday, and I had cut his little brother the day before, and he's like, man, my little brother was like, yeah, Taylor sings a lot, and I just have like the clients always like make jokes and stuff because I just be like singing and enjoying myself while I be doing like cutting hair.
Who you be listening to? Who you be fucking with as far as music?
Like my favorite be like Larry June, like Dom Kennedy.
West Coast for sure.
Yeah. Future just dropped. I'll be on the
Jones Gas.
Future. Man, I listen to everything though. I love everything. I like the
I think
the,
you had
the
some.
oldies too.
Well, I don't know. It was on Soul Selection, but y'all had
Yeah,
like
you
a
said
gospel.
the gospel. Yeah, man.
The gospel that was going hard. I was like, man, I don't even listen to gospel, but
Mhm.
y'all be on the gospel, man.
A little variety.
It be-
No. Not that much on gospel.
Nah,
It's
not
just-
that much. I'm not saying like
It's
it's just a variety. I know it's palette. It's
What
like,
y'all listen to in the shop?
So
repetition.
she be getting mad.
Yeah, let's get
That's
some
how
real,
she
some
be-
real.
She be,
It's repetition.
she be getting upset sometimes because
It's really
What
annoying.
must be playing?
Must be playing the same playlist every time she hop on
No,
it.
I
too.
don't.
Repetition.
No.
Oh.
First of all, I'm not on it.
Yeah.
Like
She
I'm
do.
not on it like that.
Uh-huh.
And when I do, it's on Saturdays, and I play
It's
What you play?
70s.
Oh, so that's better. Who
80s.
want to play that?
Prince.
It's a
Yeah.
vibe. It's a vibe though. You
Yeah.
come
All
you
day?
come you come in Saturday morning. She got the
You gotta
the
switch
Luther
it up
Vandross
in the
going
morning.
and
yeah.
what you will. It feel good. I play selection. Or I'll just play like my music. It just depends. I feel like I try to like compliment the vibe like of like the clients and
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
that
yeah,
sometimes,
yeah.
but sometimes
Right,
I do just be playing what I want to listen to. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I feel it.
And
Too much.
I know that there's people in the shop that appreciate like what I listen to and
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
rocking, but I also know there's like Mess who's just like, bruh, it's the third day we listen to this album. Like, switch it up. I'm like, yo, Future. I'm like, Future just dropped though.
Right.
Everybody want to hear this right now.
Exactly.
Facts.
I feel it.
I'll be off that too.
Yeah.
So, your Clipper game, man. Would you go with Walls or
And
Andy's? Andy's.
Or
Andy's?
Babyless.
Or baby.
Or Babyless
I
now.
cut.
They on the come up.
I cut with the seniors. The
Seniors,
wall
strictly
seniors.
also.
Yeah. Yeah, when I first started, I like the T liners. for the Andes. But now I use the Babyless, the FX.
Yeah, FX.
Hitters
Um,
out the box.
But yeah, I'd
Okay.
probably go wall just because I rock with the seniors. But they've been getting on my nerves. I'm not gonna lie. So I might
They
have
So
to
you ever
switch it
They
up.
tried?
like
Have
don't
you ever
cut
tried
after.
the Indus?
I have a pair of masters, and I was rocking with them for a cool like I say maybe year.
They're wired, right?
My masters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wired.
hmm
Those are the better ones to use, in my opinion. But it
I
just
be hearing
depends on-
problems about the cordless joints, like they don't charge sometimes.
Nah,
That's why my seniors
Had mine for
are
a couple
bugging me
years.
because I got 2 cordless seniors, and I feel like they be like not giving enough power.
that's
or
what
they
we
be
had a
like
problem with the seniors right now.
not getting the charge, like, and it be annoying.
But how long you been rocking with them? It's probably years. much hair
Nah,
they went through that?
like 2 years. The cordless, I used to have the corded seniors, but I feel like every year the little
The charging.
yeah. So honestly, I've been trying to get a new clipper. I like the masters because they just smooth, you know.
Smooth, yeah.
But I feel like
What?
I can't like get.
You
She's
know, the
gonna get
way I
on-
see
she's gonna
it
say the
is-
fade blade.
So-
'cause
so
she
you-
been
so you
tell-
got 'em
She
both?
been telling me to
I
get
was
the
just
fade
about- I was just about
blade.
I was just about to ask. You use the fade blade because
Nah,
that bottom line out. Yeah, I know what you're talking
But that's
about.
what I use the seniors for. I use the
Yeah.
seniors for that bottom.
Yeah,
line.
so you
I'll
use
switch
both,
back,
right? I think, I use both. I got Babyless now,
Yeah.
Andes and Walls, so I'm
Yeah.
trying to use all 3 of
But
them.
you use
Yeah.
babyless clippers?
Yeah, bro, I just got me a pair.
I don't like them.
Which
The
one?
truth, huh?
I got
The
some
truth.
ones.
Which ones?
The FX.
Man, I don't never know that. I think they call the pros.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
Oh
all
yeah,
black.
the new ones. Yeah,
The black
With the
ones.
red-
I got
yeah.
the
with the
whole
red-
set.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the red ones too. The
Yeah.
Ferrari, I
Heat.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are good too.
Those are
So how you like?
But it's
Because you
still
use
a
But the
click.
masters.
ones,
That
yeah,
click.
I'm a masters and
To the
seniors.
diehard, yeah.
No, and seniors, you know what I'm saying. But now that I got these, I'm liking it.
I
I've
think-
been trying to try different stuff.
I think I'm gonna switch to my shaver, man. My shaver is the babyless shaver is trash compared to the wall. I think the wall is better.
Nah,
Baby
what?
was-
Nah, you're
Yeah,
tripping.
you bugging.
What?
That wall is
Yeah,
better,
you
bro.
big
The
trick.
black one, the black one.
Yeah, that is.
Nah, nah,
Nah,
nah.
that-
Nah, you're.
Mikael,
Y'all,
stop.
y'all really don't
You gotta
understand.
chill with that.
The power difference is crazy.
Oh my
You said
God.
the wall black shaver is
The wall
Better.
black.
tripping.
No.
Nah, bro.
It's too light.
Yeah,
It don't
but-
Alright,
even.
the power,
Everybody.
the power difference. Listen to the power. Like when you turn it on.
He
When I
go
turn
by
that
he
black
go by
one
the
on-
sound. He said that sound better.
I'm talking about that. Like it's just
the whole-
yanking anything.
Mika,
But you know which one that's superseding all that. Y'all laughing at me right now.
No,
It's
bro,
that
you
brawn.
tripping.
It's
That brawn, that
series
brawn
line.
9.
I need that.
And
I
H
need
put me
it.
on to that a long
I
time
need
ago.
that, bro.
H, that
Which
Braun
one?
Series 9.
That
The
brawn.
Braun Series 9.
Well, it's like
It's like
300,
I'm not even
bro.
here.
40. It's like $340.
It's 300. But you could have like a
Oh,
shadow.
yeah. I know what you're talking
You could
about.
have a shadow on the side and
Yeah.
take that up.
You
and
could have a
it's
1.
knocking
It'll
it up.
take it
Yeah,
down.
it's knocking it up.
It's
So
knocking
you
it
I
guys-
feel like that's
low.
pulling this nigga's hair.
No,
like.
it's yanking it and it's gone.
It's
It could
smooth.
probably
I've had
do it,
I've
but
had-
do that nigga
It's
want that
gone,
done?
bro.
it's
You've had
smooth.
one?
Nah.
You ain't rocking with it?
No,
or what?
because
Put the shadow
It's
on.
just
Try it
too
on
I'm
much.
about
yourself.
to cop.
Is
I'm
it-
about to
it's
cop one.
340. It's 340. I'm
340. Like that's just a
okay.
I
super
got one
flex.
time purchase.
I got the Babylon.
it. How long it's gonna last?
That's all you really need.
Super flex though.
I
Braun
was.
Series 9, bro. I'm telling you.
Nah, bro.
That's what I need, bro.
I was rocking with the
You got a
Andy
3.
shaver, and then I went to the wall. But then, man, once I tried that Babyless one, I was
Yeah, come
like,
on, me
Bro, it
tripping.
doesn't
No
cut.
going- there's
bro.
no
I'm
going
telling
back.
you.
Yeah, Mickey, you
Which,
tripping.
The
which
power
one did you
difference.
buy?
I got the rose gold one.
Oh, maybe that's the problem.
But you don't charge it.
The
Oh.
silver one was the
He don't,
worst.
he don't never put it on
The
charger.
silver one. Nah, you gotta
The
get the
silver
gold
one
one.
was the.
The gold.
The gold one. That's the one.
I got the rose gold.
Yeah, that one got
I'm
no power
rose
in
gold
it.
everything.
yeah, mine's blue,
Same.
but it's
I think
got
the
the
blue
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
The blue
yeah,
one.
yeah.
That one probably got the most power.
H got.
I'm telling you.
Any shout outs?
Album
Anybody,
dropping.
anybody you want to acknowledge?
I just want to shout out my team, man.
Yeah,
Chop it
no
up,
doubt.
Kirkland.
Yeah,
You
no
know,
doubt.
shout out my mom.
There you go.
Shout out my
Yeah.
grandma.
That's what.
You know
That's
I'm
what.
saying?
That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to get to. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
my
yeah.
brother, my sister.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? My
hey,
team.
That's what's up.
You guys got it, man.
Yeah.
Young Boss Taylor.
Yeah.
And stack your bread.
Yeah.
Stack your bread.
Stack
I'm
your
telling you,
bread.
I promise.
There we go, man.
Yeah.
Right now, y'all check out this track.
Man, those lines killing the jungle gym.
Run that shit up, Robbie. I just hit for 3 bands. Run up. She hit my phone talking about she in love. I don't know. Fell in love with the bus kind blue till I swear I don't have no thorn. No. I swear I can't feel no love. No. They ain't really won't see me win. Now they front like my twin that I'm up. I just hit for 3 bands. Run up. She hit my phone talking about she in love. I don't know. Fell in love with the bus kind blue till I swear I don't have no thorn. I swear I can't feel no love. They ain't really won't see me win. Now they front like my twin that I'm up. I just hit for 3 bands. Yeah. Ay, I might drop 4 on lunch. I gave 15 to my mom, press she straight. But that can't repay everything I done. I wouldn't crash out the wheel. Too drunk. I put pill in the head, still bug. Get my attorney 3 bands. I don't care what you do, how you do, get it done. From the west side, nigga, for the love. Part 2 with my, cause she had a nigga down through the mud. From the down to the up. I'm still up out there, ball. I ain't tricking if I got what you want. We just walked in the mall. Yeah, then we walked out. Don't look different at all. Let me know what you need. I don't ever miss a call. I'll be back on the east right before it get dark. Got to hit for 3 bands. Run up. She hit my phone talking about she in love. I don't know. Fell in love with the boy kind blue till I swear I don't have no thorn. I swear I can't feel no love. They ain't really won't see me win. Now they front like my twin that I'm up. I just hit for 3 bands. Run up. She hit my phone talking about she in love. I don't know. Fell in love with the boy kind blue till I swear I don't have no thorn. I swear I can't feel no love. They ain't really won't see me win. Now they front like my twin that I'm up. I just hit for 3 bands. Run up. She hit my phone talking about she in love.
We about to get you.
Tap in.
All right, man.
I
Whatever you guys have.
appreciate y'all having me.
I
No
salute you,
doubt,
man.
Thank
For
you
real.
for coming
Hell
through.
yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
for real.
Yeah, sure.
Dope interview.
All right, there y'all go. We'll holler at you.
Twos.
Peace.
That concludes this week's episode. Tune in next week and check us out at thebarbergame.com.